What if I told you the most terrifying footballer of all time wasn't even a striker, midfielder, or defender? Because 99% of players feared one thing, a nightmare encounter with this man. A goalkeeper so ruthless, so feral, even his own teammates were afraid of him. But here's the real kicker. He wasn't even talented. How did a talentless kid rise to become the most expensive goalkeeper in Bundesliga history? Why did players refuse to share a hotel room with him, afraid of what he might do? And how did his obsession with winning push him to the edge of insanity? Stick around, because in the next 7 minutes, you're going to see football in a way you never have before. And just when you think you've heard it all, there's one moment in his career that will leave you speechless. But first, how did Kahn go from being completely ignored to single-handedly dragging Germany to a World Cup final? Oliver Kahn wasn't born with talent, but he was born with obsession. At just 6 years old, his grandfather handed him a goalkeeper jersey, a moment that flipped a switch in his brain. From that day on, he swore he would do whatever it took to become the best. For the next 12 years, he trained relentlessly at his hometown club, Karlsruhe SC. But when he finally got his first chance at senior training, he faced a brutal reality. He wasn't the best. Most players would accept that. Not Kahn. During his very first training session, he completed every drill, then kicked the ball back to the coach and demanded, "Let's do it all again." That moment changed everything. His coach immediately knew Kahn wasn't normal. From that day on, Kahn trained with one mindset: kill or be killed. He treated every practice like it was life or death. He saw every other goalkeeper as an enemy, and when his first real chance came, he didn't just take it, he snatched it with both hands. But first, how did a random mid-match substitution transform him from a nobody into a goalkeeper who changed German football forever? For 12 years, Kahn trained relentlessly, waiting for his shot, but no one believed in him. Then, in 1991, everything changed. Karlsruhe SC was in chaos, only 2 wins in 12 games, conceding 23 goals, and sitting deep in the relegation zone. Their manager, Winfried Schäfer, had had enough. Midway through a match, he snapped. He yanked his starting goalkeeper off the field and, in desperation, sent in a 22-year-old Oliver Kahn. What happened next? In just 51 minutes, Kahn pulled off a string of impossible saves. Karlsruhe won the match, their first victory in months. And from that moment on, Kahn never let go of his spot again. Most players would have celebrated. Not Kahn. He never relaxed for a second. His mindset? Fear is weakness. Comfort is failure. He became so intense, so ruthlessly competitive, that one of his own teammates refused to share a hotel room with him, afraid Kahn might smother him in his sleep. But that was just the beginning, because Kahn was about to prove to the world that his hunger to win came with a level of insanity football had never seen before. But first, how did he go from a small-town goalkeeper to Germany's most feared shot-stopper in just one season? Oliver Kahn wasn't just competitive, he was obsessive. After securing his spot as Karlsruhe SC's #1 goalkeeper, he refused to let up for even a second. His mentality: you either outwork everyone, or you get left behind. During training, Kahn wouldn't just make a save, he'd demand to repeat the drill until he got it perfect. One time, in a charity match, the club promised to donate money for every goal scored. His job? Letting kids score on him. But Kahn, he saved every single penalty against a group of 9-year-olds. Because in his mind, letting in goals was never an option. He was so cutthroat that even his own teammates feared him. One backup goalkeeper once said, "Sharing a room with Kahn? No thanks, I actually value my life." And then, it happened. One season later, Kahn didn't just keep Karlsruhe out of relegation. He helped them finish in the top 10 for the first time in history, ahead of Bayern Munich, Werder Bremen, and Schalke. Suddenly, the football world was paying attention. But Kahn, he wasn't satisfied, because despite everything he had achieved, the German national team still ignored him. But first, how did Kahn force the world to notice him and land a record-breaking transfer to Bayern Munich? Oliver Kahn had done the impossible. He turned a relegation-bound team into one of the best in Germany. But despite his success, the national team still ignored him. So he made them pay attention. In European competition, he shut down PSV, Bordeaux, and Valencia, dragging his small club one step away from a European final. The result? Bayern Munich came calling. In 1994, they broke the bank, spending a record €2.4 million to make Kahn the most expensive goalkeeper in German history. But here's the shocking part. His first season at Bayern? A total disaster. But first, how did a career-threatening injury nearly destroy his career before it even started? Oliver Kahn had just secured a record-breaking transfer to Bayern Munich, the biggest club in Germany. It should have been his moment to shine. But instead, it turned into a nightmare. Just weeks into his first season, disaster struck. Kahn ruptured his knee ligaments, forcing him to miss most of the season. Everything he worked for, gone in an instant. For the first time in his career, he wasn't in control. Most players would ease back into the game. Kahn, he doubled down. He trained like a madman, determined to prove he was worth every penny Bayern paid for him. And when he finally returned, he didn't just come back. He dominated, leading Bayern to a European final, facing off against some of the best teams in the world. Kahn was about to cement his legacy forever. But first, how did he go from being Germany's most hated player to a goalkeeper so feared fans started throwing bananas at him? Oliver Kahn fought his way back from injury, but instead of praise, he became Germany's most hated player. Fans mocked him. They threw bananas onto the pitch. TV comedians dressed up as him, calling him a mindless gorilla. But Kahn, he thrived on the hate. His response? Winning. He led Bayern to the UEFA Cup, shutting down the best strikers in Europe. And soon, the entire world had no choice but to respect him. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and bell icon.